Lot Turbo 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it is time for finally the first double-digit episode of our Project Cars 2 journey, if you want to call it that. You guys know I'm not doing anything specific, no career mode, nothing. We're just playing the game, what we feel like when I boot up the game on my PS4. So guys, today we are diving into a few invitational events. And guys, I gotta say one thing. I think I've fallen in love. Guys, I never knew that how intense these Group 5 cars were when they still raced. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go for the BMW 320 Turbo. I mean, I'm BMW crazy, why would I not? But after this, I actually went and tested a few of the other cars. And guys, I don't understand why this series ever stopped. These cars are absolutely amazing. These cars were so far ahead of their time. I mean, look at that. 640 horsepower, it weighs less than a ton, and it's got wings and splitters and all these crazy things going on. And yet the series stopped. It was highly competitive between BMW, Porsche, Nissan, and Ford. And I mean, there were a few other car companies that also raced in this series, but these were the four big dogs when it came to the series. And guys, I'm gonna at a certain stage, I'm just gonna keep quiet for about 10 seconds so you guys can hear. As you guys see, I absolutely get a terrible start, and where'd he going? Where he going? Okay. These cars are some of the hardest cars to launch, that I quickly realized. And I got a little bit of a hiney pack there, and then one of the other guys just went flying into the barrier, as you guys clearly saw. But from here, I'm just gonna see if I can catch up. This was actually my very first try in these cars, and I just wanted to see how they are. Now guys, basically these cars are cars with small to mid-sized engines with massive turbochargers. I mean, you guys can see, as you look at my dash, on the right side, there is a boost counter, literally on the dash. That's the boost counter of the BMW. Yeah, that is, I don't know how that boost counter works. I think, because also it's upside down, so I don't know what's going on there. But it's kind of crazy. And also, I did it after this, I went out of the career mode. Obviously, I didn't record that because I didn't do anything specifically. I just wanted to feel how every car felt. And I tested the Porsche and the Ford Capri. Guys, the Ford, that thing is a killing machine. The Porsche is a car that handles, it's in the middle of the Bimmer and the Ford. The Ford just wants to kill you constantly. The Bimmer is it's a fun yet not too hard car to drive, and the Porsche is in the middle. I haven't tested the Nissan yet, but I definitely want to do something with these cars in the future. I don't know what it is that I'm going to do, but I want to do something with these group of cars in the future because they are absolutely spectacular. And I loved every second of driving this BMW. And while I was testing the other cars, I also was just like, yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. They are just absolutely epic machines to drive. And yeah, guys, I'm just quickly going to keep quiet. And ooh, wait, I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to keep quiet now that I restarted because you guys saw I made a little bit of a foofy there. So now it is time to restart. But just have a quick listen to these beautiful beasts. I don't know about you, but I think these cars sound absolutely fantastic. And guys, even though I'm a BMW fan, I can promise you now, the Bimmer does not sound the best. Nope, it does not sound the best, but you guys can see the second run, I was, ooh, yeah, that was not on purpose. But in any case, you guys can see that I'm a lot more aggressive, going for the crazy dive bombs, and doing everything I possibly can to get this car ahead. As you guys can see, I go up the inside of the Ford Capri that is leading the way. No contact made. He gets flustered as I dive it up his inside. He goes off track, and that is us in the lead. And guys, can I just say, these cars are not pretty, but they look mean. They absolutely look mean. I mean, look at that Ford Capri's front end. It's got like a glare that's just like, you know what? it's as if it looks like a killing machine. Guys, if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, please don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you share the video, please tag me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will give you a shout out in a future video. Furthermore, you guys can see I'm still getting to grips with the car. I'm not taking all the corners as quick as I possibly can, but this is not a car you're going to learn in 2 races how to drive. This is a car that's going to take quite a few hours behind the wheel to actually get used to them. And one thing that's spectacular about this series, the Bimmer doesn't handle like any one of the other cars. It doesn't handle like the Ford, it doesn't handle like the Porsche, and I can almost guarantee you, even though I haven't driven the Nissan yet, it's not going to feel like the Nissan at all. So as we keep going through all of this, I was just trying to keep the Bimmer ahead, because obviously what I've already realized about Project Cars is the first lap is absolute bonkers, and then after that the AI immediately settle into a rhythm, and then they start becoming really quick. So you really have to keep your wits about you and don't just overdrive. As you guys see, I had a little bit of a lockup heading into that next corner. I'm driving with no assists, guys. I threw myself in on the deepest side of the ocean. 0 assists from now on. I need to learn how to drive these games properly. And one thing that I think is going to be a big point for me on Project Cars 2, this game is without a doubt designed for a wheel, not for a pad. So for me to already drive on a pad with 0 assists is already hard. Now I need to compromise even more, because this game the handling model is so much more suited to a wheel. This is going to be a tough time, so you guys are going to see the difficulty of the game is not going to go up anytime soon. But I'm going to stop putting so much pressure on myself to bump the difficulty up to some sort of crazy difficulty, and then me just struggling all the time. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to make sure that I enjoy the game so that the content that you guys see is the most enjoyable. So you guys see I go a little bit wide through the first corner, but I'm still in the lead, defending from the Ford Capri, who is keeping me very honest at this stage. He's not letting up whatsoever, and I need to make sure that I just keep this Bimmer on track, like I nearly did not do there. Oopsie-ka-doopsie. So you guys see we go through the chicane. That's two-wheeling. Okay, I think we're pushing a little bit too hard now. We need to calm it down and just keep the car on the black stuff. Otherwise, we're gonna go flying. So you guys see this? That's a little bit of a quarter cut, but I also run wide and dip a slick onto the grass. Yeah, you guys, I think these cars are a handful. The Bimmer is definitely, like I said, the easiest to drive of the ones that I've driven so far. But it doesn't mean that it's an easy car to drive. It's still a late 70s car with a butt ton of power, no assists, and a very quick pack chasing you from behind. So the pressure is coming from all angles, and you need to try and deal with the pressure. But guys, I enjoyed every single second of this. So you guys see, this is the first time actually I got the final corner done correctly. I also fell in love with this track. I don't know what track it is. I've never driven this track before. So we're definitely going to revisit this track in the future, because I enjoyed this, I think, a little more than I should have. Oh, the flames. All those big flames coming out from the car. So you guys see, there is 0 assist, so I keep locking up. Especially my right front, all the right-handed corners. I need to start now braking in a straight line and then let go of the brake as I go into the corner, because you lock up tires when you turn while you brake. So that's something that I'm going to have to get used to, but I mean, rather late than never, right? So you guys see, I'm showing you guys the whole race because it was just that spectacular. Just seeing these cars on track is a little bit of a blessing. They are absolutely amazing to drive. And yeah, guys, I know I've said it like 20 times already, but I enjoyed every single second of this. Oh, there's a little bit of a jump in the replay there. Excuse that. I don't have any control of that. If the PlayStation decides it wants to go haywire, I just have to stick with it. But as you guys see, this is the final lap. As we come through the final corner, you guys see it on the screen. All that's left to do is to subscribe if you are new to Turbo Fox Races. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future sim racing game episode in the form of Project Cars 2, Dirt 4, or F1 2019. And also, if you're more of a subtle guy that enjoys more jokey, laid-back stuff, please check out our new series, The Motorsport Lounge. I guarantee that you will enjoy that. And as you guys know by now, if I win something, we have to celebrate. Let us do some donuts. Yes, and with these cars, it is stupidly easy, as you can realize. You've got too much power already for the car. And, yeah, this was easy. This was fun. You guys keep an eye on the rear tires on the top right. You guys are going to see they're going to glow red at a stage. Look at that. They're very hot. And I was just like, no, just a little more. Let's get them both glowing red. And there we go. That's it. Now the cars on the rear tires are nice and hot, and the mechanics are gonna have a fun time taking them off the car. But guys, that was the race, and I fell in love with this group. I'm gonna do so much more stuff in that group because I feel that is a hidden gem that needs to be exploited. The next invitational we are heading to is a challenge at a track that I did not love, the Cadwell or Chadwell, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's not CH, but some people say it's Chadwell Park. We're jumping into the BAC monos, and yeah, not something that went well, guys. I think I restarted this event more times than I can count. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can count pretty high, and this exceeded my count. My counting limiter inside my head as I quickly talked over Jeff 2.0 there. But you guys can see this is a very narrow and a narrow track that has a lot of inclines and all that types of jazz. So it's really as you guys actually see, I turned on my assists here because the track with all its undulations and its exceptional, no, not exceptional, it's very irritating camber. The cars are just impossible to handle around here, and it's an invitational event. It's not a physical thing to get your career mode going further. It's just a nice invitational event, and I just wanted to get this done. So yeah, this really came an event that I really quickly started getting irritated with because it wasn't fun. It was stupidly hard, and as you guys see this truck as I run into the back of the pink. Is that pink? I think it's pink. Let's get some airtime. Whee! Guys, that ramp, if you take it, if you come out of the corner in straight line, you just put the power down, you will get some air over that jump. It's a lot of fun. Well, I wouldn't call it a jump, it's a crest. But you get some air, which is always fun. As I dive up the inside of a very tight right-hander. Jeez Louise, I don't think I've ever seen such a tight right-hander in my life before. But that is the first lap done and dusted. And we are now heading on to lap 2, and I'm still chasing after the first of the two leaders because they are really starting to run away with this. And you guys know, we have to win everything. I'm a competitive guy. I cannot let these guys run away. So as we start lap 2, it is time to start chasing them down. Guys, as we try and chase down these other two BAC monos, it's a white trio on the podium at the stage. You guys can see I'm a white BAC mono, and the two guys leading the way are also white. So clearly white's the way to go because you're fast as lightning. Not really. I just forgot to actually go into the function that you have when you choose a car. They say livery select. I just forgot to press square and change the color of the car. Not that I would call it a livery. This car's got a paint job, but whatever the case may be, I just forgot to change it because actually the BAC mono looks mean in black and green. Oh, it looks amazing. So I was a little bit disappointed in myself that I forgot to do that, but it's not the end of the world. And as you guys see now, we are chasing down the two leaders. I'm driving very aggressively because, guys, one thing, I feel like the BAC mono's handling model was just not complete. You guys see that there we get some air as we go over the jump. The car handles really... The only way I can describe it is weird. Like, if you brake and turn, the car does not turn. Like, even, and I don't mean you jam on the brakes. I mean like literally, I turned up my brake and throttle sensitivity from 25 to 35. So I've got more control over my throttle and braking now, especially that I'm driving with zero assist. Not in this situation, but in general. And this car, even if you just slightly touch the brake and you turn the wheel, the car will not turn. And in the other instances, you never know when this car will oversteer. Never ever. Sometimes it'll stay straight as an arrow, and then in other times, you just barely touch the throttle, and the car just wants to do donuts. So I know it sounds a little awkward, but I just don't think that this car's handling model is with this specific car's handling. I don't know what you call it, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of argument, let's just call it a handling model. I just feel like that it's incomplete. this car is not feeling like it's supposed to feel. I mean, it's a track day car. You're supposed to have a lot of fun in this car, and this experience was actually just a little tedious. It felt very repetitive, and the reason I restarted so much is because I couldn't get to grips with how the car handled. It sounds amazing, and it's supposed to drive amazing, but it didn't. And I was actually a little bit disappointed in this car. So when I was done with this event, I was just like, yeah, we're not going back to that. I'll probably check out the BAC Mono in the future again, and maybe I was just driving like a complete idiot, which is very big possibility. But this car is not a car that I think I will return to in the future very quickly. It really tends to become tedious, like I've already said. But as you guys see, we take the lead going through the second to last corner. We got to come across the line to take that beautiful dub. And guys, at this stage, if there was a live mic, you guys would have heard a lot of very high French words. Not really French. I was just like, nope, done with this. I'm not gonna keep going forward with all these tedious things. And that is done. The next thing we're going to is the Japanese Street Trophy. Ooh, the GT86 Rocket Bunny. I don't know those cars existed anymore. I know Rocket Bunny only made a few GT86 Toyotas, but oh, I need to go Google something now. But you guys see, there's two classes, Road E and Road C. We're gonna jump into the Road C group, and obviously as soon as I saw the GTR Nismo, guys, I was just like, yep, that's the car we're chosen. And I've got a thing for a black GTR Nismo. The white and the silver does look good, but the black just looks better in my opinion, because it really brings out all the little red lines on the car, the extra red detail that Nissan puts on the car. So that was a big plus for me. And as you guys see here, yeah, this race turned into quite a little bit of a graveyard, as you guys will see in just a second. This car obviously launches amazing. I completely left the two GT86 Rocket Bunnies on the line. Heading into the first quarter, we are now in the lead. But I'm going to give you guys to enjoy the GTR going around the track for the first lap. And then you guys are going to see, as soon as we start the second lap, a certain weather condition makes itself present on track. And actually, one thing that I enjoyed about the GTR, it handles like a freaking king. It is a little bit more oversteery than I thought it would be. I mean, this car is four-wheel drive, but it had a little bit more oversteery than I would have liked. As soon as you plant the throttle, the car just decides it wants to spin, and it does tend to go into a little bit of a four-wheel drift. But that's not the worst thing in the world. That's the grass. That's the grass. And I am actually on Super Trofeo R soft tires, so it's semi-slick soft tires. So even though they are a little bit more durable to the very green stuff we got on the outside, it is still not the optimal thing to do. And you guys can see I'm pushing like an absolute stabbed rat, because you guys are going to see as soon as the weather conditions show themselves, if I don't have a lead, I've got a bit of a problem. Yes. I'm sure you guys have already guessed what's going to happen. And heading into the final corner, we are at the same track that we were with those Group 5 cars. I absolutely adore this track now. One thing that I would have liked to see is this track in reverse. If you could drive around it in reverse, I think it would have been an absolutely awesome spectacle, especially that hairpin being the first corner. I think in some cars you would have been able just to take it absolutely flat out, which would have been amazing. I don't know, guys, I accidentally tapped my pit in button, so ignore that. There's a little bit of a drift heading into the first corner. And as you guys see, the windscreen wipers have come on, and the rain has started to fall. But not light. It looks light on the screen because it's nighttime. Guys, wait till we get through the chicane. You guys know my two-wheel chicane? Yeah. Quickly look what happens as soon as we go through here. Look at the track. Look at the track specifically. It's soaking wet already. So now I'm on semi-slick Super Trofeo R tires, and it's a soaking wet track. So these tires aren't made for rainy conditions at all. They are just and I mean like a smidge better than full slick tires. So you guys are going to see a lot of sideways action, a lot of drifting, a lot of crazy stuff going on. And this was something that I was just praying to get done. Because now, the two GT86 Rocket Bunnies, okay, I decided to do Formula D there. Okay, there's actually 3 GT86 Rocket Bunnies, and another GTR Nismo is gonna chase me down. And now you're probably asking, but what about the GTR's 4-wheel drive? Isn't that gonna help? Not when you've got semi-slick tires on the car. And remember, this car is nearly, what, 700 horsepower? No, what, it's closer to 600, about 640, 650, around about there. So you've got that crazy amount of power, and now you have got a wet track with semi-slick tires. Not a very good combination. And the oversteer wasn't the biggest problem. I mean, I'm guessing you guys, what's the opposite of oversteer? Yeah, understeer. That was my biggest problem. And the thing is, as soon as I tried to counter the understeer by putting the power down, the rear would come loose. So I would counter the understeer with oversteer, which isn't always the way to go. But basically, we start the final lap, and you guys can see I'm basically just limping along. I'm not pushing flat out. I'm not even... Guys, this entire lap was half throttle, except the back straight and the main straight. Because even if you come out of a corner just a little sideways, you press the throttle, the car will start going to the side. So I was just really like, guys, look at the weather conditions. It is nuts. You guys can actually see on the track how wet it is. And as you guys see, that is full throttle, but it's in third gear. Look how slowly I'm going through this, 70 kilometers an hour. And as I come out of the corner, there we go, floor the throttle. But you guys can see the car just keeps jerking around. So I needed to play with the throttle just to make sure that the car stays in a straight line. And you guys can see I brake stupidly early just so I can get the car turned for a corner. Down to second gear, the car still oversteers. You guys can see I'm countering all the way we go. And I was just like, come on, please. There's 1, 2, 3 corners left. Can we just survive, please?
If anyone can do this, it's you. Come on, keep pushing.
Jeff 2.0, I highly disagree with you there, but thank you for the confidence. Okay, final corner. It's an endless hairpin, but we need to get through this. So you guys see the rocket bunnies are literally kissing my rear end in the rear view mirror. And you guys can see I hug the inside. I'm in 4th gear. And now, okay, now we can put our foot down. And now the GTR shines with its immense amount of power. And we are just gonna hold on to take the win. So with the BAC monos and this combination, I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. This is over. Luckily, we take the win in our group, guys. There were only 5 cars in our group, which was a little bit disappointing to me. I would have liked to see more cars. But the road group E cars also was actually quite a good fight, I'm not gonna lie. But guys, that has been all the driving we have had time for this episode. You guys can look here at the replay of the beautiful Group C cars again. I mean, obviously, guys, this was the highlight of the episode. If this was not the highlight to you, I don't know what would be. And guys, please drop in the comments down below what you guys would like me to see do in the future with these Group 5 cars, Group C. I'm a nunny. Group C is freaking old Le Mans cars that are even more crazy than this. The Group 5 car. Drop in the comments down below what you guys would like me to see do with these things. Would you guys like me to see me do an endurance race on a live stream? Would you guys like to see me do an endurance race and make a video about it? Please tell me in the comments down below what you guys would like to see me do with these Group 5 cars, because they are an absolute blast to drive, and I would not mind making a video just about these cars. I think they clearly deserve it. And they are just spectacular to drive. I do not know how in the 70s these cars were not recognized. Now, obviously, you guys know the BMW 320 Turbo is an iconic car in BMW's history. But I mean, cars like the Ford Capri, the Porsche, I think they're the 928s. No, they're not the 928s. I'm not sure what Porsches they are. The Nissan Skyline is one of the older generation Skylines. These cars were just not recognized, and this race series died off, and this is off of actual research, guys. This race series died because there wasn't big support for the series, and that is just sad. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see this type of cars in modern day motorsports. Get these cars on Le Mans, get these cars on the Nürburgring. These things would be an absolute joy to drive. If you've got the opportunity on any game to drive a Group 5 car, jump in, turn off all the assists. I don't care if you're on a wheel, I don't care if you're on a controller. Turn off all the assists and put your pedal to the metal and take these cars for the absolute craziness that they are and take it in. But guys, that has been this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Please, if you haven't done it yet, drop a like down below on the video. That is what helps a new YouTuber like myself out the most. If you really like what you enjoyed today and you would like to share this with your friends, make sure you share it on Instagram and Twitter. Tag me in your story or your post, and I will give you a shout out in a future video. And finally, if this is your first time feasting your eyes on Turbo Fox Races, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode of Project Cars 2, Dirt 4, F1 2019, or the more laid-back, subtle, and funny Motorsport Lounge. I guarantee that you will enjoy every single second of everything that goes on here on Turbo Fox Races. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time when we continue Project Cars 2. Cheers!